over there for Bajaj Housing Finance. Dharmesh Kant with us this morning is Equity Research Head at Chola Securities. Brijesh Singh, Senior Technical Analyst, Opulent Investment Adviser, also joins us on the show this morning. Welcome to both of you and great to have you on. Brijesh, let me begin by getting your index call actually. Let's start right there because we've been completely range bound. Do you see any opportunity or strategy for the day?
So good morning, Tamanna. Regarding with the first of all, let me clear with the Nifty and the Bank Nifty range has been considered. We have seen Nifty, after making a high from a pullback of 23,267, it made a pullback towards the level of 24,857, and after that it fizzled out. On the hourly front of the chart, it was been consolidating in the range, but the indicators they were making the lower highs formation, which indicates the profit booking. Now regarding with the support, is been considered 24,500 followed by 24,400. These are the important support. If that thing breaks, then 24,100 would be coming in the play. Whereas the resistance part has been considered the swing high 24,857 to 24,870. This is a resistance zone. If that thing has been crossed, then 25,100 would be coming in the play. Still, I feel that we are trading in the narrow range of 200 point, 25,500 followed by 25,700 zone. So if I would be going with a sell-off call, if any rise towards the level of 24,670 or 24,680 zone, if it Nifty trades spots level, then one can take a sell call in it with a stop loss of 24,750 and then play for the target of 24,500, 24,520 zone. Regarding with the Bank Nifty has been considered, immediately support lies at 53,300 mark. If that thing breaks, then 52,900, 52,600. These are the two support zone. And regarding with the resistance, has been considered 53,800 is the resistance zone for the Bank Nifty. But I feel that the Nifty might see more pressure as compared to the Bank Nifty, and as Bank Nifty is near the support zone. So if that thing breaks, then we can see more sell-off coming in the Nifty also.
Right. Brijesh, it is expiry and I'm hoping that there is a move on either directions because we are missing that much needed trigger. But you've already told us your view on the Nifty. How do you feel about Bank Nifty at this juncture? It's been under some selling in the last few days.
So see, regarding with the Bank Nifty has been considered hourly chart, as I've been saying, it has already made the lower highs formation, and indicator fronts, they have already given the sell-off indication. If we look out 53,800, that was a swing high, but it was not been able to cross. After that, it made a lower high of 53,775. So it's been making a lower highs formation. The only thing right now, as I've said, 53,300, that is a support zone, and if that thing breaks, that 52,900, so another 300 or 400 points of correction can be seen, and after that 52,600. So for the Bank Nifty has been considered not at this juncture, as it's near the support zone. I'll say that if it give a bounce back towards the level of 53,450, 53,470 zone, then one can take a sell call with the stop loss of 53,650 zone, and then again play for the target of 53,300 followed by 52,900.
Okay, just let's get Brijesh's picks of this morning before we move to our other big stories. Brijesh?
So I have two picks, both on the buy side. No doubt, indices wise, they are seeing a rise, sell off. But individual stocks have been performing, so we can go with two buy calls. One is Swan Energy. If we look at this Swan Energy chart yesterday, we have seen stock making a new 50-week high, followed by the volume breakout. Indicator fronts also, they are giving more bullishness. Strength wise, it has been fine. So previous swing high was of 759 that broke with a huge volume. So present rate can be used to take a long position, 780 around. It got lows. One can keep a stop loss of 765 and then play for the target of 805, 810 zone. Time frame to hold the counter would be 2 to 3 trading session. Another counter on the buy list is SDI HDFC, AMC, if you look out the chart, it was been making a lower tops formation, but after that the swing high, yesterday we have seen a swing high, and the previous swing high it has been broken. Again with the volume it had been broken, so that indicates the positiveness of the stocks. But I feel that if some corrections come up, then somewhere around 4500 or 4510 around, if it trades, then one can take a long position in it with the stop loss of 4400 mark and play for a target of 4750 time frame to hold the counter 2 to 3 trading session.
Okay, HDFC, AMC also there. I'm just wondering, Brijesh, if you're tracking IOB. We should pull up the IOB chart. Yesterday was up because they got some tax refund. There's a tax refund story today as well. It's been up about 12% odd in the last 1 month. Are you seeing a further upside on Indian Overseas Bank?
So Tamanna, if you look out the chart, it was been trading with lower tops, lower bottom formation, downward channel slope. Yesterday, a couple of days back, we have seen a stock breaking out from that channel, moving up with the huge volume, and followed by the 200 moving average on a daily trend chart. It had broken that level, so that indicates the positiveness for the coming days. I feel that 50 is not at this juncture, but if it trades somewhere around 56.5 around zone, then one can take a buy call with the stop loss of 54 rupees 50 paisa, and then play for the target of 61-62 zone. So if 61-62 is being broken, then we can see a pullback rally towards the level of 66 zone. So immediately target lies to 61-62 zone. 56 is a buying level. 54.5 or 54 one can keep that thing as a stop loss.
Right, Brijesh, fantastic calls. Thank you for Welcome back. You're watching India Market Open. It's going to be a flat start this morning. Cues coming from world markets are positive, and that could be a little bit of a leg up for our journey in today's trade. Brijesh, I don't know whether we've talked about IT, but if we haven't already, with expectations of a rate cut round the corner by the Fed, a weaker dollar, and the sentiment that, of course, plays out positively for IT, would you consider a long trade on IT this morning? And if yes, which ones would it be?
So if this, so if this thing happens regarding the rate cut and 2-3 stocks looks good on the chart, Wipro has been there, Persistence has been there, SEL Tech. But I'll say that Wipro chart is looking still promising after 1-to-1 bonus has been there, and after that we have seen a rally from a level of 240 on the 5th of August, and it is like a parabolic curve. It's making higher high. 309 around it's been trading. So 305, 306, if it comes, then one can take a buy call with a stop loss of 299, and then play for the target of 380 to 320 zone. If I talk about Persistence, still overall trend has been promising on the daily chart, weekly chart, higher tops, higher bottom formation. No sign of negativity from the indicator front has been there. So still towards the level of 6,800 mark, we can see with the support of 6,100. Regarding with the SEL Tech, it's been considered the overall trend has been positive. Whenever the correction comes, it making a base, and after that again moving up with the volume. So the previous swing low was of 1,820, so one can keep that thing at the stop loss. Present date or dip can be used to take a long position, and then play for the target of 2,100 or 2,120 for IT space.
Right. Moving on from IT, the other pack that I want to talk to you about is Edelweiss Financial and Nuvama, with that big block being made on Nuvama, and it was a clean out trade from what we understand. Edelweiss Financial pre-open is already up 3.5%. Nuvama is trading muted. What would you do with Nuvama, Edelweiss? Why don't we add a couple of other capital market plays, so a BSE, a CAMS, MCX? Any trading ideas or opportunities there on the long side, Brijesh?
So if I talk about BSE has already given breakout from a level of 4,700 zone, and now it's been trading at 5,500. Still a long way to go. So if I talk about the long-term chart point of view, it has a target of 7,000 plus. But regarding for the very short term, it's been considered 5,500 around. It's been trading 5,250, 5,270 is a nice support. So not at the present any dip towards 5,500. One can take a buy call in it with a stop loss of 5,250, and then I play for the target of 5,920, 5,940 zone.
On the realty pack. It's going to also be another space that I'd like to track. Brijesh, you may want to come in on this. Any ideas, any opportunities beyond the few picks that you highlighted for us at the start of the show? Maybe not for today, but maybe for the next 2 weeks or up until the end of the calendar year. Any good trading ideas that one could add, which look good fundamentally and technically maybe?
For the short-term trading that is being considered, then I'll say that one can look out 2-3 stocks which are looking good on the chart front, and they can move up significantly. So I'll start with Jindal Saw. It's been consolidating in a range of 326 followed by 293. So somewhere around 315 if it trades, then one can take a buy call with a stop loss of 293 and then play for the target of 351 followed by 290 zone. Then GPIL, Godavari Power is looking good on the chart. It had broken the previous swing high of 224 and it's been trading above that level of 234 zone. So one can take a buy call in it with a present rate of 234, play with a stop loss of 224, play for the target of 245, 250 zone. Then another counter which look good on the chart is Polypex. Which is again had given a breakout at the level of 1363, 1428 around it got closed. So present rate can be used to take a long position or any dip also with the stop loss of 1360 and then play for the target of 1620, 1625. But all these calls time frame it would be at least for a month time frame.
What are you doing with railway stocks? They came back into style after the sweeping victory in Maharashtra, in the state of Maharashtra. Jupiter Wagons, Ircon, Titagar, IRFC, all these counters have recovered quite well from their recent lows. Do you feel there's still some momentum here that one can catch?
So this is for me?
Brijesh, that's for you. Yes, technically.
Yeah. So all the stocks, if I'm not mistaken, this railway stock started their upward journey, if I'm not mistaken, 3 to 4 days back after they made a swing low, and most of the stocks which were been trading below the 200-day simple moving average on the daily chart, they have broken with the volume and they have moved up. Like if I talk about IRFC 164 around, the stock got closed yesterday. Present date can be used to take a long position with the stop loss of 154. Pullback rally can be seen towards the level of 190. If I talk about RVNL, the cluster of moving average yesterday, the stock closed above that level, and 474 around it got close. So 445, 452 is a nice support. So one can keep that thing as a stop loss of 452. Pullback rally can be seen towards the level of 520, 560 zone. And if I talk about the Jupiter Wagon, yesterday volume breakout has been seen 570 around, but I feel that if it comes around 550 of 555, one can take a buy call in it with the stop loss of 525. Pullback rally can be seen towards the level of 640, 650 zone.
That's
favorable.
All right, just a quick call from you, Brijesh, on some of the movers in the pre-open session. Gland Pharma, delivery, of course, because of that Macquarie note and all reasons for this. Gland Pharma, that US FDA approval. On the charts, how do you see these two?
So if I talk about the delivery 352 around, stock had given a breakout, and after that with the volume it has moved up 385 around. It's been pre-open session indicates. I feel that 352 is a first support level on a downside, followed by on the higher side 365, 367. So for a very short term bet, it's been considered 365 is a nice support, whereas on the higher side immediate resistance lies at 398, where the 200 moving average lies. And if we are able to surpass this level of 398, then the next level to watch would be 425. So I feel that stock can jump towards the level of 425 if it holds 365. So one can give that thing as a stop loss. Regarding with the Gland Pharma has been considered, it's been trading in the range. If I talk about the range, downside 1700, 1705, followed by 1850 on the higher, 1870 on the higher side. I feel this range of 1870 would be breaking and it can move further upside. So the 1700 followed by the support is 1800 also. For a very short term bet, if one wants to play, keep a stop loss of 1790, and if it surpasses 1870, one can take a buy call and then play for the target of 2000, 2020 zone.
That are actually trading with a positive buy. It's largely on back of news. But you want to comment on this, Brijesh? Anything that you've identified in the first 5 minutes of trade which could make a good opportunity intraday or maybe up until tomorrow at least?
So I have looked at the Bliss GV Pharma. The swing low of 157 has been held and stock has moved up significantly. So if someone wants to play long, present date or dip can be used to take a long position. 150 as a stop loss. On the higher side, it has a resistance at 164, but I feel that would be breaking and it might try to touch 170, 172 zone for a short term bet is being considered.
Actually, why don't we come in on the index? With expiry later today, are you anticipating that the nudge that the markets will get could help the Nifty close about 24,700? And if yes, maybe right now may not be too bad a time to go long on the index or even maybe initiate an option strategy.
See, as I have said, Nifty has been trading in the narrow range of 24,500 to 24,700 mark. But the only concern is now the support for immediately, if I talk about 24,570 around, Nifty had made a support. So if someone wants to play a long side, not on the option, but I'll talk about the future. Looking the spot level, 24,649 around it's been trading. So any dip towards the level of 24,620, if it trades, then one can take a long position in it and with a stop loss of 24,580 and play for the target of 24,700. The only thing is that as soon as it trades about 24,700, we can see Nifty might try to touch the previous swing high, that is of 24,850. But it's too early to say. Still, I feel that the narrow range would be continuing, and the narrow range is consolidated. It would be good for the market. It's been considered without giving negative divergence in the oscillator front.